I say we give the horror anthology another chance. Yes. Today's movie is Black Sabbath, a 1963 movie by Mario Bava. It stars Boris Karloff, which means it must be good. It's like a movie starring Toshiro Mifune. You know it's gonna be good, right? Well, no, but like Toshiro Mifune, Boris Karloff is awesome, even if the movie he's in is not. So, I'm excited. Horror anthology, Mario Bava, Boris Karloff, bring it on. Mom, Dad, Kelly, family, friends, and loved ones. Please, I beg you, do not be shy about completely defiling my corpse, if that will stop me from resurrecting as a zombie, or a vampire, or some other manner of ghoul. It's okay. Drive a stake through my heart, fine. Decapitate, it's cool. Whatever you have to do to keep me from coming back and raining hell on earth, it's okay. Just wanted to say that for the record. This movie's okay. Yeah, well, okay, so there are three shorts, or three short films. One of the hallmarks of the anthology film is the wraparound, which is, you'll see that in Creepshow, you'll see it in Tales from the Dark Side, you'll see it in most of them. You have an introduction, and you'll usually see the character or characters in the introduction between each story, and then wrapping up at the end. And it's usually in the form of someone saying, I would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey. And then flip through a book and read you each of the stories. And then the first story plays and comes back, wasn't that awesome? Here's another one. It's something like that, and then it wraps up. This movie has an intro by Karloff and an outro by Karloff, which actually gets really goofy, but it's okay. There's no interstitials. There's nothing between. It's just Karloff says, you're about to watch an anthology of horror films with vampires and stuff. Enjoy. And then it does first thing, second thing, third thing. And he says, wasn't that awesome? Let me ride off into the sunset on a fake horse. Yeah! Yeah, it's actually about that goofy. The first segment was pretty good. It's like average Tales from the Crypt. There's a woman, she's home alone, and the phone rings. And there's a deep, spooky voice on the other end. And it says, I'm coming to kill you tonight. And then the phone rings again. And he says, I can see you. And she's like, oh goodness. Oh no, no need to cover up. I like looking at your skin. So, the first one's pretty good. It's sufficiently creepy and it has a nice atmosphere, and the sets in all, it's an Italian production. Is if you know Mario Bava, you'd probably expect that. And as with most, dare I say, all Italian productions made in that era, it's dubbed. And it was dubbed in Italian. I mean, it's not dubbed in English, it's dubbed in Italian. I'm not sure they ever recorded any sound on the set. I think they just recorded everything and then dubbed it in every language that it was going to be distributed in, even locally. So, Karloff is in the second feature, and he's speaking probably English. I didn't bother trying very hard to lip read, but I think he's speaking English. But everyone else is Italian and speaking Italian, but they're obviously dubbed in Italian, which is kind of weird, but whatever. If you've seen a lot of Italian films from that era, and if you like Westerns, you've probably seen a lot of Italian films from that era, so you're probably used to it. So the first one with the phone is pretty good and has some twists that are immediately spelled out, but still handled in a fun way. So I like the first one. Although the woman in the first one did something that just made me absolutely cringe. She sits down on her bed, she's getting ready for bed, and she's peeling her nylons off, and she's scrunchy, 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 roll it real neat, get the thumb under that, and work it down, and then pull it off backwards and throw it on the floor. I'm like, no! It's inside out now! Now you're gonna have to stick your hand all the way in there and pull it inside out. You spent all this time working it down your leg, you get it over the heel, and you're just, oh, hell with it, and you pull it off backwards. Just another half a second, and she could have just inched it off her foot and had a nylon the right way out. And she did it with the other one, too. Ah! Ah! Not sure why that bugs me so much, but it did. The second story was the, my least favorite. Also the longest of the bunch. And the one with Karloff in it, who's a fun presence, of course. It's the oh, Pocket Square, yes. It's the vampire. It's not exactly a vampire. I forget what this It's not Wendigo either. It's a vampire. I hate vampires. Vampires bore the hell out of me. Vampire hunter movies, when vampires are just bloodthirsty monsters that someone's out trying to kill, totally into that. Vampires like Dracula vampires, the Bram Stoker Dracula type of stuff, the Hammer era horror vampires, I hate that stuff. It's so boring. And this is kind of what that is. Guy goes to he's riding through on his horse, and he stops at a family's house, and he's on his way to Gary, Indiana, wherever the hell he's going, and he's resting at this house overnight. And they say, our grandfather was out, Boris Karloff, was out slaying vampires, and he said if he wasn't back in 5 days, to not let him in the house if he came back after 5 days, because if he's later than 5 days, he's one of them. Well, he comes back at the stroke of midnight that night, which is exactly 5 days later, which makes me wonder two things. One, he left at midnight? Okay. Number two, Grandpa, you came back like 2 minutes late? I mean, we saw you coming, we saw you approaching the house, and then the clock struck 12. Is that close enough? I mean, is it like, nope, sorry, Dad, you were 1 minute late, so you're obviously the lapdog of Satan now. Bye, stay outside. It makes you wonder how exactly... No, not 1 second after midnight. I'm not sure how to handle that one. But anyway, so this guy is a guest of the house, and they're telling the story that you don't want to spend the night here. You really don't want to spend the night here, because Dad's going to come back as a zombie, and he's going to kill your face. And this guy is like, no, your daughter's really hot, and I want to bone her, so I'm going to stay right here. Yeah. Not very subtle, this guy, either. I mean, he out and out says that. She's like, I'll show you to your room. And they're walking up the stairs, and she's like, so, we outright got in your face and said, dude, go away, because Dad's going to come back and kill you, and you probably don't want to be killed, so go away. So, since we were all upfront about that, why are you staying here? And the guy says, well, I could say that my horse is really tired and couldn't make the journey. Or I could say that I'm really tired and couldn't make the journey. Or I could say that I'm really sick and just need a good night's rest, but really I just want to bone you. I love you, woman I met 2 hours ago. Run away with me. We can be happy. I'm not kidding! Well, I mean, he doesn't actually outright say, I want to bone you, but he does say, I love you. Run away with me. And be free from the curse of your family with a daddy vampire person. And she's like, I don't know. And the I want to bone you part, okay, yeah, I get that. But, man, I'm sure her cooking is really awesome, but you met her 2 hours ago. Come on. Oh, Andrew, you just don't believe in love at first sight. No. No. Lust at first sight, yes, I believe in that very strongly. Love? No. I'm kind of a gotta get to know the person first kind of guy. So Jack and Jill, or whatever the hell their names are, they run out of the house, and the horse gets tired, so they spend the night in a crypt with like skulls and corpses laying all over the place. And then Daddy and the rest of the vampire family show up and eat her face, and they go back home. And then the guy wakes up, and the lady he wants to bone is not there, not within boning range. So he's like, oh, fudge. And he goes right back to the house, and she's like, do you see the teeth marks in my neck? I am one of the undead now, buddy. And he's like, yeah, but you're really, really hot. And she's like, all right, turn your head this way. Oh yeah, the little kid dies too. I think I'm 4 for 4 on child death in these movies so far. No, the Happy Birthday to Me. No, that's a different horror movie. Bloody Birthday is child killers instead of child's getting killed. Close enough. So I mean, he gets better because he's undead, and they're like, we need to drive a stake through his heart or he'll come, the little boy, he's laying out there with a blanket over his face. And I need to drive a stake through his heart. Would you, honey, get off of your son? I need to drive a stake through his corpse. She's like, no, I'll kill myself first. I just drove a stake through the corpse of your brother. You didn't really seem totally upset about that. You're handling Dad being a vampire fairly well. Would you get off our son so I can drive a stake through his corpse so he doesn't turn the rest of us into vampires, please? She's like, no, I'll stick this knife in my neck. And he's like, all right. And then they go to bed. Well, actually, they bury their kid in the yard and then go to bed. And the kid, of course, crawls out of the grave and comes to the door. Mama, let me in, Mama. It's cold. So cold, Mama. Let me in. And Mom's like, yes, of course, my undead son. It must suck being undead and cold. Let me let you in. He's the right one. I'll let him in. That joke didn't work. And the dad is like, no, he's like totally an undead monster that's going to eat your face. Don't let him in. So she stabs him and lets the undead boy in. And he makes her undead, and then they make him undead. And now everyone's undead. And then they go and they get the other guy and the girl he wants to bone who are out in the crypt somewhere. And they get her and drag her back, make her undead. The guy follows back, and he's like, I can't live without you. Woman I've known for about half a day. No, for about 6 hours. So, I guess they all become vampires and live happily ever after. The third story is actually pretty creepily done, if only because here's the setting. Old reclusive woman who dabbled in the occult dies. And so a nurse is called to come over and dress her so that she can look nice for her coffin. Now, this is an old recluse lady, and the nurse had been over there before and hadn't been paid. So while she's dressing the old lady, she sees a ring on the finger, and she's like, ladies, pockets. I know sticking stuff in your bra is convenient, but it's gross. Stop doing that. Seriously. It's weird. No, I mean, if I was like, oh, well, let me... Yeah. Oh, it's getting a little bit cold outside. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yep. All right. You know, let's say you had the sniffles, hypothetical lady, and I said, oh, here. Please. What? Where are you going? It's gross, isn't it? It's not a boobs thing. It's against your sweaty skin. It's gross. Use pockets, you weird people. That's my rant for the evening. Where was I? Oh, so the thing that sells this is the corpse has the most amazing death smile. I would try to do an impression of it, but man, I don't think I could do it justice. I mean, it's this... the eyes are like really wide and the teeth are... It is the most obnoxious and... you know, oh man, it's really great. I mean, it's obviously a sculpted head and mask, but it's really, really unsettling looking. It's really cool. So, what happens is she steals the ring and puts it in her bra. It's like women's very own bags of holding. Everything goes in there. So she takes the ring, she puts it in her bra, and this fly lands on the hand where the ring was. Creepy. And then she goes home, and she goes to admire the ring, and there's a fly sitting there. Ah! Is the creepy, smiley ghost woman going to come haunt her and get her ring back? Yeah. It's a pretty good short. So the first one and the third one, really fun. They work pretty well. The second one is fun to make fun of, I guess, but oh, kind of a slog to sit through. So, yeah, that's 4 days of horror down, and nothing I would ever watch again so far. But yeah, I've got more, I completely lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Oh, more days of horror. What day am I on? 4? Yeah, so 9 more? Yeah, I can add. 9 plus 4 is 13? Yeah, that sounds right. So 9 more days of horror.